over 20 years, Sonia Sabri Company has worked to break down barriers in the arts and create more access for underrepresented communities, especially those who don't see themselves reflected on stage. We're also passionate about sharing the powerful impact of South Asian dance on health and well-being. Through honest conversations with industry professionals, we want to explore lived experiences, challenge stereotypes, and open up new pathways into the arts. I'm Sonia Sabri, and I welcome you to Sonia Sabri Company's brand new podcast, Who Gets to Dance? In today's episode, we welcome Chitraleka Bolar. Chitraleka is the artistic director of Chitraleka Dance Company, trained in Bharatanatyam in Kerala, India. Her professional career as an artist, teacher and choreographer has spanned over 35 years of performance work in theatres, schools and community venues. Chitraleka has been the artistic director since 1996. Her pioneering ability for creative adaptation of the classical art form to enhance the sharing and understanding of cultural diversity through dance in schools has led her to have a special place as an artist in education. She has been honoured with an MBE for her outstanding services to South Asian arts in 2024. She has a fellowship with the ISTD, and she was awarded with the Lifetime Achievement Award from One Dance UK. Namaste, Chitraji. It is such a delight, such an honour to have you be part of our podcast series, Who Gets to Dance? And it's extra special because you've known me since I was 6.
Yes, that is true.
And you've seen me from my first formative years of dance and the whole journey, and here we are in your beautiful home and going to capture an extraordinary life of dance, of learning, of teaching. And I'm so privileged to be sat here to ask you these questions. I've known you all my life, but never actually got the opportunity to really understand, your journey and your experience. So thank you so much for being part of this.
Thank you for inviting me, and it is really a pleasure to talk to somebody who I've seen, coming up and becoming a beautiful dancer that as you are. It's a pleasure to be with you and sharing some of my life with you.
Wonderful. So before we get started, just a little warm up. What is the smallest thing that makes you happy?
Actually, anything to do with dance, really, because even to see a real tiny children coming up to me and asking some questions on dance or saying that how they enjoyed the class, that I don't know anything else. Everything in life is very exciting to me.
Anything outside of dance that you take great pleasure in?
At home a lot of things, but outside of the house, everything that, drama, music, art, going out for food. And here inside the house is very much gardening, cooking. I love cooking, so I experiment.
Yes.
So, yes.
And I notice you have lots of plants. That's quite time consuming given that you have such a busy life.
It is very time consuming, but I didn't realize it's time consuming. It just, I don't know, just the number seems to increase in the house and outside. Everybody said it's a nice garden. I said it's a jungle. I have a jungle in the back garden.
Oh gosh. No, it's wonderful. I think it's inspiration, isn't it? Being surrounded by nature as well, and having.
It's actually gardening. Gardening especially is very soothing. That's one thing I have realized, and also cooking. Those two things are very kind of doesn't need a lot of planning or anything. Just do things as it comes to you, and it just kind of relaxes. Yeah.
Wonderful. So must start from the very beginning of your life story. Tell me, what was the beginning of this dance expedition?
What I remember, actually learning dance, not the expedition is a big word, I think that could be in a later stage, but younger is just my father sending me to class and making sure that I have a dance class every week and music and basically connected artists. I spent a lot of time learning Sanskrit and this and that. So, but from age of 5, I grew up in a village, so there was not a lot of options for, go to this teacher or that teacher. You had one teacher in the whole village, so you just went. But my teachers changed because of the village situation. There was not a lot of students, or they had to travel a long way, so they stopped. But eventually, the teacher that I still, visit and perform for is, Mohan Kumar, his Vidwan Mohan Kumar Ullala, and he's the one who's like my proper teacher who shaped me who I am. Of course, the other ones, I'm not saying other ones didn't, because they did, because I still remember how they taught, what are the items I learned, and everything I do, but it was a shorter period. But with the sir, I'm just going, even now when I danced at his studio in November.
Wow.
He's 93.
Wow.
So yes, he requested me a year before to come and dance with Anaya. Wow. So he said, I got a small studio, some 100 people can sit there and come and do. So we did before she got married.
Yes.
We both
How
danced.
did that feel, dancing with your daughter in front of your guru?
It was actually very, very special, because the audience also were all his students. Who people who learnt with me and not with me, they were all younger. And then present his students. He doesn't teach himself, but his daughter is a fabulous dancer. She teaches, and he just oversees the tutoring. And yeah, it was really nice, because it was very much dance audience. There was no people who didn't know dance was there. So yeah, it was very good. It was a week before my daughter got married.
My God, so there's a lot of preparation.
Yeah, on the other side, but this, because the space just we didn't have time space, so we had to fit it in. But it was very enjoyable. Yes, it was really, I felt honored to be in front of him, and him observing and giving a remark to both of us.
Still giving feedback.
Absolutely. Openly to the public. He said, mother just, swallowed the palm. The daughter just swallows the whole arm. So I don't know what that meant.
Oh,
but
gosh.
Means, in the abhinaya or dance, he said, she is, kind of better than me. That's what he said. I thought.
But that's a blessing to have.
Yes, it was. It was a great blessing.
So much, love and even the feedback at that time, and still
Absolutely.
watching you. So
he has all the time. Every time I go, I visit him, and he has all the time in the world to give to me, chat about all his present students and everything.
Wow.
It is really fabulous.
So your family supported you with the dance. So obviously your father placed you into the dance classes.
Yeah.
Was it also the same support in taking it up as a dance career? Was that the intention?
He's thought that I could dance. So he compulsorily made me dance all the time and sing and take music lessons and rhythm classes and all of this. He just had this belief that I should dance, whatever I do other in the life. He just told me, okay, even if you want to become a doctor, when you finish doctoring, come home, what will you do? You see, you need something to enjoy life. So he said, you will dance. So that's how it was. He didn't say, I'm a professional, to become a professional dancer wasn't not the idea. He just wanted me to be a good dancer. And he just kept me on it, even at the age of teenage, when we all kind of, don't want to do, whatever is told to us. We want to do something different. even then I kind of, he kind of said that, it was, these days also I tell my children, children means students.
Yes, yes.
I say, like my father said, when I went to my father said, I want to give up dancing because, it's coming in the way of my studies and blah, blah. And my father said, whose house is this you're staying? I said, it's yours. And who brings you food? You do, right. Then when you have your own house and you earn your own food, you do what you want to. Now go to dance class.
Oh, wow, my goodness.
So that was his thing. He never let us say, when you have your own way to do, you do what you want to. But till you're here, taking my, earning as your food, then you're going to class. So I thank him. Obviously, you can imagine, because once I came here, whatever happened, but I really thank from the bottom of my heart for him to have kept me on the, dance. Whether I knew, because I'm obviously didn't know that this is what it's what written. And basically, maybe he wrote it for me, my future.
Your destiny. It's quite unusual, especially even in the modern times, to hear that a father supporting the daughter, if not initiating the journey.
Yeah.
It's quite unusual. Having said that, my own dad did exactly the same thing. But is it part of that culture? Is it part of where you were growing up that it was usual for this?
I don't know. I think it just so happened because my father is a dancer.
Ah, okay.
Father was dancing Kathak. He's a Kathak dancer. He did tour with the Maya Rao, and he studied with the Sohan Lal and all. So it's his passion for dance. And only thing is, what was in South India is Bharatanatyam, and he loved Bharatanatyam also. So he made sure that I learned the dance. So it was his dance background also. He's very much culture based. We are 5 children. All of us did different art forms. My brother did mridangam, and my sisters, both of them did dance and music. And my another brother, he did violin quite seriously. So they all, my youngest sister is doctor and my brother is engineer and all that. But they still kind of have dance as their dance and music as their, when they relax. So yes, he wanted us to be connected with art form. I think the families like that. Generally, our South Indian families are like quite a lot of them. Because I keep on saying father because I lost my mother when I was young.
Yes.
That is why, father is our support.
Yes.
Yes. So, yeah, that was what it was.
So you came to UK. You started teaching straight away, or were you performing? How did the journey start here?
I came here after getting married, okay? Marriage that brought me here. And no, I did not teach immediately. Yes, kind of immediately, but it was such a kind of a funny kind of struggle because nobody knew dance. In Birmingham, nobody knew what is Bharatanatyam or what are Indian classical dance. And when I came, there was nobody here teaching any classical dance. There was some yoga teachers teaching something called yoga dance. So that is what, some people who came to me to learn, they said, oh, we learned yoga dance. And I said, I've never heard about yoga dance before. But we know that dance is yoga in motion.
Yes.
So that part is there. But I never heard of yoga dance before. So it was just a made-up thing from the yoga teachers who are here, and they use some Indian music and put the yoga movements and some steps and all that. So I met quite a few people who were doing that, and so it was. It wasn't. I wouldn't say starting teaching was difficult. Is not it, okay. But it's just that where to or how
exactly.
to.
Yeah.
So I had somebody had a competition in South, near airport somewhere. There was a school, Sheldon school.
Sheldon, yes.
Yeah. So it's in there. There was a competition run by some Indian organization.
Right.
And so somebody, my relation, put my name in, And so I went to perform on the day, and they just looked, and then they sent a little note with somebody that we can't have you in the competition because you look like you're professional.
Okay.
Because all the others are
Community.
like community young children, ladies, whatever, but they were all like community dancers. So I said that was never said anywhere. Anyway, I wasn't a no, and at that time I didn't speak English. So
Really? No English?
No English.
Oh my goodness.
Me, no English. I was talking broken.
Yes.
I knew language.
Yes.
I didn't know how to put the words together. So I was like speaking broken English. And it was, so it was, my husband used to introduce me and talk for me.
Translate everything.
Yes. So, and when I finished dancing, they just took me as a guest dancer.
I
They
see.
gave me a little trophy as a guest dancer. They said, we can't take you with the youngsters.
Yeah.
So that competition was. But what happened at the end of the day is that all the people who were in the competition were outside my classroom.
Nice. Wow.
Saying,
Yeah.
where do you teach? You know, we want to learn. And I said, I haven't started. This is the first time, because I arrived here in October. This was in about February time.
Okay, not too
So
long.
there was no time. I said, I haven't started, but yes. Then actually my first two students are Bangladeshi, two girls.
Amazing.
And Fatima and Farhana. They're my first. I still remember their names. So they are my first. Their parents just called me and they said, they want to learn dance, and I said, okay. And I went, and then I actually taught in their house first because I didn't have any studio.
Yeah.
Then of course, Kiran, Ratna, and Ela. There's two other girls.
Yes.
They also came after that because
Right.
they came to my house to learn. I was in a flat, so they came to.
So they used to train at your flat?
Yes, but I told them not to hit hard.
Because the neighbors.
Gently hit. When you have it in the ground, you hit hard.
Yeah.
So I taught in the flat because I didn't know who to contact.
Of course, yeah.
It was one of those things, no, because you're new in the country, your language isn't there,
Yeah.
so you don't have friends. So it's slowly finding out people, and then I found out a temple,
I see.
the Gita Bhavan Mandir.
Gita Bhavan, yes, in Handsworth.
Yes, that's where I taught first.
Okay.
And they gave me space for a couple of hours on Sundays, and I taught there. Then knowing that I'm teaching there, some schools, those days there was something called evening adult education, some stuff. They were organizing, schools were organizing cultural education to people.
Right.
So as a part of that, some schools contacted me.
Right.
So I started teaching there. And then MAC contacted, not MAC, actually a volunteer in the MAC.
I see.
Was volunteering there. He contacted me. He saw my dance somewhere and he contacted. And he said, you have to teach in MAC. And when I went to MAC, of course, they didn't have any Asian art. They had never they never had an Asian show before that. So he said, would you, they said, do a show. Then let's see the interest and then do. So, of course, it was a free show. And Hexagon it was in.
Okay, the very small theatre, yeah.
Old Hexagon. And it's only, 80 audience?
seater, yeah.
It was 140. Those days there was no health and safety questions.
Yeah. Everyone sat anywhere, yeah.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
1979,
Wow.
people just flocked. Everywhere they were sitting on the floor. A Hexagon stage is only this much, and they were all on the floor
Wow.
and on the staircase, everywhere. And this is 1979, by the way. So
Amazing, yeah.
I just performed, and then at the end of it, they had just left a letter for everybody to put their name in, if they're interested to take dance lessons. So there was something, I think, some 60 or 70 people wrote that they wanted to.
Amazing.
So when I started the class, couple of months after, there was actually, I started with 40 people. And it was all like
Straight
very,
in.
very,
Yeah.
it's all mixed with kind of local people as well as Indian. Very few Indian. Those days there was not so many of Indian origin or our Indian continent origin people here. So it was a very good mixture, and I had a lot of actually ballet teacher, one ballroom teacher, and they were all there. So it was very pleasure to meet them also, and that way I met a lot of other dance form tutors who were able to direct me in places and all that.
Wonderful. So you said mixed origin. Would they be mainly, I guess, people who are from local Birmingham
people. Local Birmingham people.
So what interested them? What intrigued them?
I think at that time there was great interest in anything Indian. It's like music, dance, and as I said, all these yoga teachers were doing yoga. So those people also came, yoga people. Those days, actually, I was being invited in a lot of yoga retreats to perform and all that. Those days, I don't even know whether they been held anymore. But yes, they used to call me, and one of the wonderful experience I had was in one of these yoga retreat in, I think it's Hagley, Peter Minister Hagley, that way. I was doing Varnam, and the audience, the first all 2 rows of people they were sitting on the floor. They were all crying, and I said, when I finished, I asked them what happened. They said, no, you were explaining something pain, and I said, yeah, it is love, pain, and I did tell a little bit about it before, but not a lot, and then I discussed with them what I was trying to tell them. And I said, yeah, we did understand, and that's why we were crying. And I said, oh my God.
That's incredible that they haven't seen the dance form before, you moved them so much.
This is all 1979, 80, 81, that kind of time.
Was this similar period when Pandit Ravi Shankar ji was also kind of in the
zone? That's what I was going to come, because everything happened in London.
Ah, okay, yes.
Very little happened. Birmingham did not exist in the cultural, map.
Yeah, true.
It was everything. No, there was a lot of dances in London, though. Like I had seen people also in London, Bharatanatyam. I mean, I don't know how big a training of Bharatanatyam they had, but they were teaching there. But Ram Gopal ji was there.
Of course.
Yes. And others are all like a lot of young dancers I had seen. And I performed at the Mandir, the restaurant, where they had regular cultural event.
Yes. I think, was it called Ravi Shankar Cafe or something?
Something like that. Yes.
Yeah.
So I danced there, and it was, so there was a lot of things in London, but very little was kind of flowing this way.
Were you ever kind of keen to move to London to be in that circle and be, I guess, busy as an artist there?
Never thought.
Really?
No, never. I don't know, because it wasn't something that I thought is a possibility, because Sharad, my husband, was working here, and I didn't think we could ever make such a big jump to move there.
Right.
And it opportunity never happened, and thought never came in the head in the first place. Even today, London, here is fine.
Because I used to get a lot that you should be in London, that's the place where things are happening, and as an artist, if you want exposure and profile and this, that, the other, that's where you have to be. So I'm curious that I
never aimed at becoming big.
Yeah.
So it is not in my book. It was never been. I'm not saying in a humility way. It is something that is not in the head. It just, survival is the, all the time, just survival is what I'm good at. I'm not good at hitting top.
No, you are at the top. You are at the top. Absolutely, you are. So how, once you kind of got started with the teaching, and those I don't say few, you had a tremendous uptake in the initial stage. But since I remember also, you've always had many students, and it's been so encouraging to continue that journey of dance, knowing that, oh, everybody knows Chitraleka and everyone knows Bharatanatyam. It's like being part of that cultural circle where you feel quite special, that yeah, we're part of this kind of, you know, Indian classical dance circuit, and how blessed we are and how lucky we are to be part of it. So I guess my question is, you know, how many years have you dedicated now to continuing that legacy? How are you still passionate about teaching, and how have you kept that passion going for so many years, and how many years has it been?
I have, I mean, this is now, in this country it is, you know, since 79, so it's like, you know, coming up to 47 years here. But before that I was teaching in India as well.
Right.
I haven't lost passion for teaching. I think other stresses make me sometimes of life, other stresses of life make me take things like, should I be just slowing down a bit and things. But really, when I'm in the class with the youngsters, I'm like alive, you know. I love being, you know, teaching. I love being with the youngsters. I love, you know, yelling at them. And I love seeing them take on my instructions and doing something, and then, you know, even later on coming and thanking me for, you know, keeping them straight. So yes, I don't think I have lost it yet, but I am slowly, other pressures of life, you know, are making me little nervous about sticking to it for too long. It's it's just, you know, as you get older, there are other, you know, like pressures of life come. So,
Sure. Any barriers, any challenges have you found within the South Asian dance sector?
not in the sector. I haven't. You know, I've worked with, you know, every dancer that you can think of. I've worked with lots of dancers. I mean, young dancers who have moved in the last few years, maybe some of them I don't know, because they are practicing in their own little area, and I have not been so outgoing in the last few years. So I haven't had opportunity to meet them. But whoever I've met them, I've always helped them with setting up classes. So some of the youngsters who have come, teachers, they ask me, how did you set up? And they call me and ask me to guide them. So to whom I have always helped them. And I have even, you know, called them to watch my class, and then if they want to take up exam route and all that, how to go about it and everything, I direct them.
Because I think a lot of artists of this generation are saying that there isn't enough work, there isn't enough performance opportunities. Although it has got better from maybe when you were performing, there's still this idea that if you don't do contemporary dance, or you're not doing something which is, I don't know, innovative or groundbreaking, it's difficult to get a platform.
Yes, that is true. That has always been true. It is not now. It's always been true. It's not, you know, it's very hard to get anybody to support purely classical art form. That has been the case for all these many years. So it hasn't changed. It hasn't become difficult for the younger people. It was then also. But if you believe in something, you need to work, and, you know, help comes. If it doesn't, you have to find your own way. I just believe in making your own way, because if you believe in something, and then you don't need to adjust, you know. If you don't want to adjust, that is. If you want to adjust, there is no problem, because I like that too, because there are, you know, you need to adjust. You know, it's like flowing water. You just find a way to flow. That's it. That's my motto. It's just if there is no place here to go, turn and go that way. Your route is that. You just go. So, but yeah, that's how I see problems. I never have sat and worried about it. If I can't do, then I don't do. If I can do in a certain way, I just do it. So,
Because I think a lot of artists obviously want to take on the practice of dance as a career, which means it needs to be financially viable. So how does one, try and make it work if there isn't enough work?
sorry, you asked a question earlier also. There is no opportunity outside. It's a continuation of that question. I realize, but there isn't. It's a small country. Yeah, unless you are prepared to change. It's not performance is not something that's going to happen. Oodles, there are contemporary dance companies, ballet, everyone has, and then there are only so many theaters to entertain them. Okay, I wished the same when I was all those years ago when I was doing the productions. I wished the same that many theater would take more than one Asian event a year. That is there, but they have to see who else they can program. They want to program variety of events, so we just happen to be one of those. So it is not out there. You need to adapt your, see, for me, I always tell youngsters, teaching is the only thing, because it's not that we are creating young dancers to perform. We are keeping culture aware. It's not alive. I'm not going to take that thing about leaving the culture alive on my back. No, it is like what I know, I share, and the hoping that that generation will then share to the next generation. We're just keeping something alive and something enjoyable to share with people. That's more or less we are creating. When you teach students, you don't teach all of them to become professional dancers. Right. I'll be happy if 5% or even 1% become professional dancers, because most of them don't want to, because they know that there isn't an oodles of money in there. So they want to go to a profession which pays them. So even for that 1%, I don't know whether there is that much job.
Sure.
But you create that young generation who are interested to watch, or watch knowingly. This is what we are watching, with educated audience. We are creating some educated audience to be in front of us, not somebody who said, that was good, and go. No, that was good because of this. I like this part or that part. Somebody who says that, then you feel good. What is review is about? It doesn't have to be newspaper review. It has to be from ordinary people who come inside the hall. Newspaper reviews once in million you will get, but you get 1 million just by dancing and creating knowledgeable audience.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's not just one track. It's
no. Yeah, this is why children should know that when they learn something, it is like just now last weekend some of my young students danced in a like a community event, Karnataka community event, and I was just thinking that is a pleasure, not just becoming professional and always paid job. Paid job will be very few, just like any other job. This is not a company production house or whatever. It isn't like one of me producing with 10 dancers. 10 dancers will get a job. But what is the 100 other dancers who are learning? I don't know. There is job, but it is, it's a few. But you should enjoy for what it is, art. That's why I'm saying. A lot of people said to me, "How do you?" I said, "I have enough to eat and a house to live, and I don't have millions saved, but I have millions of students saved, hundreds of them."
So I must ask, as the series is titled "Who Gets to Dance?"
Mm-hmm.
So from your perspective, who is often excluded from South Asian dance or the wider world, and why do you think that is?
I don't know who gets excluded, okay? But I think dance is for everybody who loves dancing, who wants to know dancing, who wants to learn dancing. It is about the person's interest. Okay, it is a family wanting them to know dance, their children to know dance. Anybody, I can't see anybody wanting to exclude anybody. There isn't something like that I have experienced. I've heard people saying it, but I don't know where it originates from. But around me, I haven't seen, because anybody teaches everybody. And even I heard somebody saying that people who are disabled should not dance. Okay, and I said, why should not disabled people dance? In my duty as a dancer to show what my dance is about. It is on that person's capacity to do what that person can. Okay, because this I learned from doing workshop in special needs schools.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
and I was never, before that this is like talking like 35 years ago. I was invited to do a workshop at a disabled school, and they said, do something in the end of, like sharing, put some rhythm and make them do things. So I just asked them to do like this from sitting down. Everybody was sitting, and there was no arm, and I lost it. I ran out of that hall into the bathroom, and I was crying, and the teachers came, and from that I said, they said, what happened? I said, I don't have any right to stand in front of them, because they don't have limbs that I have, and I can't stand. And they said, look, they're already punished by not having this, so why do you want to punish them further? By not sharing what you got. You just do, they will do what they got, with what they've got. So that was my motto after that. Where I go to school, I look at them, I worked with lots of schools, special schools, and I just look at them, and some of them are all, tied up and on the floor and everything. And if they can't do any movement, I put instruments in front of them. I said, bang it, and I will dance for your rhythm. So I do what I know. I'm not trained in this, but that's what I said. Anybody can dance. If you cannot exclude. And I have worked with dancers who worked with blind, and to make them dance, perform professional level. So anybody can dance. I think it's in individuals that need to want to express that way. I think that then they can pursue it. And if they find a particular teacher who will, because not everybody is qualified to teach. So if they're qualified, or if they will take such a chance, and anybody can dance.
So you mentioned you had no training. So how did you accommodate your vocabulary, your teaching style to enable the blind, to enable the disabled?
I only know, I know my movements only. So you just throw the movement in front of them, and look, is it possible? How I can adapt it? So if the child can move the leg on the side, I said, push it forward and back, and they're in a frame. I said, do the step first, and then let go of the and do the hand. So whatever I know, I can take pieces of it and make them dance. That's what I have been doing. But I haven't actually taught blind myself. I haven't. It's a friend of mine.
Yes.
I have shared things with them, that this is what I do verbally. But he has a way. He in India, he's teaching in India, and he has a way. And I just totally in awe of him, just how he teaches, and they are actually fabulous dancers.
Yeah.
So it's a capacity. But I guess if opportunity comes to teach, I might find a way to do it. But I have never asked. I've been never asked. But I have done with severely, disabled children, and physically and mentally also. I have worked with them. But yeah. That is kind of, you just try what you know. If you know well, and if you are genuinely wanting to share, you will find a way to share it.
Coming back to artists who may want to pursue a career in dance, or not just performing but teaching, and obviously the plethora of your teaching experience. Or there might be people who feel disconnected to the arts, or they're not sure how to begin. You've mentioned that you've mentored so many, you've given advice to so many people how to start, but what do you think are initially the practical pathways to get introduced to South Asian dance?
You mean teaching or learning?
Yes, or learning or teaching, or it could even be, I guess, the students who you have taken on a journey. Some people don't even know where to go for a class, right through to anyone who may feel, okay, I've been learning for such a long time. What is my potential pathway in getting a career in this?
If they contact me, I genuinely tell them just to go with what is available. Start teaching with who you got initially, and then find a space to move that into, because it's difficult to hire a space and say, or else these days, social media is there. You announce and you get their names and things, and then see where is the best place to. You see, that's the problem. Finding a space to start the class is the Birmingham has a problem with that. Actually, there aren't many studios which are available to the price that these youngsters can start the class. But I am finding a lot of people have moved into the area and have started a lot of classes. But my students who have moved, I just tell them just to, if you want to teach, this is how you do it. You just teach. Whoever asks you, can you teach me? Start, and start with one or two, and then you can gather. Word gets round. That's how we all started. As I said, from the 2, then it became 4 and 6, and it just you just kind of work it out.
I mean, you mentioned also social media, which I'll come to, and also that if they want to teach, they should teach. But how do we know if they're a good teacher? How do we know they have the knowledge, the skills to become a good teacher? Because I find there's a lot who are teaching and probably haven't trained for many years, or have been training via YouTube tutorials. How do you assess that?
We can't. There is no system to assess. That is actually the students who approach or see things. If they have seen enough things, and they go to somebody and they will see that, okay, this is really, this person isn't good. I don't think there is a kind of a standardization board anywhere to say that who can teach and who can't teach. Although sometimes I do feel sad because some are not good teachers, but as I said, its world is big, and it is have all 5 fingers has to stay there. And all kind, as I said, without all of those ups and downs, it isn't a nice world to be. So I think we have to accept that. It is not I'm not saying, I'm not judging anybody. I can't. I always say this to a lot of conversation also. Who can police? Policing is not our job. You just teach what is it. How do I know I'm the best teacher? I'm not. There's hundreds of other teachers there. I teach what I know. And if I'm honest to that, and the same thing goes to anybody, if they're honest to what they know and they honestly want to share it, not just for the money's sake, just want to share the art, and then they know that they are actually genuinely working for the art also. That's the thing. I don't think anybody should be stopped from dance teaching. They themselves have to know that yes, I need more, because even if you start teaching, there is no stopping. You learn as you go, and you can share that learned knowledge to others. I know a lot of young teachers who continue learning, and then their teaching has improved an amazing way. So I don't think there should be like that. I think anybody, it is sad sometimes if they're really teaching badly, and it's sad for the youngsters who are learning bad habits. That's all really. It's nothing that cannot be corrected.
And I think the result is also when you see students on stage, if they're performing or if they're sharing something, you can see the quality of what they are.
And you know what? Even these, whoever is teaching, they teach something. They teach controlling the body or to move a body in a particular way. That has improved these general community events.
Right.
Because when you go to community events before, they were just, whatever. And now there is some like very educated movements, So then you think like, yeah, there is a value in those also, because whether they're doing a film dance or whatever, there is some quality of movements come in there. So that is also is good.
So you've seen that difference?
Absolutely.
Okay, from
Absolutely.
for your first community
Yes.
performance to
Now, absolutely, I have seen. I talk to my friends also about it. I said, nowadays when you go to community events and you look, even my own students, do this film dance, and I say, look, that is the difference.
As a trained body.
Yeah, the trained body, rhythm knowledge, music knowledge, theme knowledge. Those things has made the dance a little wonderful to watch. So that's what you have to see. You have to see like what positive, that we have given to the community.
Yeah.
Whether they have become Bharatanatyam dancer is not important. I think it is important that we have passed on something very, like special to create a better society.
Which brings me on to this question, which has been felt by a lot of the Indian dance sector particularly, in that there's a lot of self-proclamation around who has done this and who has created the first dance school or was the first to bring dance into the country. Most recently that this particular person is the only person who has trained dancers in Britain, or the British Asian dancers. How important do you think it is to have accurate information of who the pioneers were of this country, who brought Indian classical dance into this country? How can we ensure their stories are not forgotten and they receive the recognition that they deserve?
I think we have to remember who have been here before us, and recognition for every senior artist has to be there. Whether it is they are the only ones who have trained and all that I don't know. Okay, because who is to know who's been here before us? I don't know. I just know that in here there was no Bharatanatyam training. I can't claim that I'm the first dancer to teach here, but yes, when I started teaching, I didn't know any other Bharatanatyam teacher. That isn't to say that there weren't anybody. Yeah, there might have been somebody, who is doing it without too much publicity or anything. There are a lot of people who do, just in their own little, little circle they teach, and they are very happy like that. So we never know. So I don't think anybody can claim that I'm the only one person who trained and whatever. That's not necessary. But I think seniors we should respect, because of senior, they gave up time. They developed a whole new group of young dancers to take the art forward. We have to respect them. There's so many of them, have done wonderful job, and their students are doing more wonderful job, So there are all of that is there, and I think senior dancers need to be respected. It is important that we should know where we've come from.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's our base. That's how dance has survived. I mean, dances didn't come now. It is thousands of years of background. I can't claim that I own this dance or anything. I just know this much about the dance, and which I like to share. That's all there is to it, really. But I don't. As your question, yes, they need to be respected, and whoever it is, whoever has contributed to keep this knowledge as a run, as passing on to the next generation. We have to. And the next generation remember us, they don't have to respect us, at least they remember. And then they will remember by their students.
Yes. And we hope podcasts like these as well will also be in the digital world, and hopefully people will be able to look back and listen to interviews like these or recordings of like yourselves. And I think the digital world probably offers a little bit of a assurance that people won't be forgotten. And
yes, absolutely. No. It's very important. I think whether it is, even my students who are now getting to teaching, and some of them have already taught and set up their own companies and everything like that. But even the ones who are just now coming on, so I always tell, do your work. Then let's see what happens later. You don't work for what happens later. Just that will take its own time.
Which brings me on to my final question. Science has shown time and again that dance is good for us, but the benefits of South Asian dance are not so well documented. What do you feel are the benefits of Bharatanatyam, and specifically around health and well-being?
Any movement is good for the body. That is, without any doubt, any kind of movement. But with South Asian dance, we have an added thing, which is emotional involvement and the soul involvement with the dance, because this is not just physical. It is, it keeps you young, thinking, because the themes are young, and what we deal with. So it is like my father used to say, it is be able to dance. Okay, it is not just your leg and arm, and the face. It is your inside and your brain and your knowledge of music and knowledge of rhythm. It's like all included, So it's one of the complete art form which keeps you emotionally, mentally and physically fit. I don't know about documentation. I'm sure there is some document somewhere, because all, it may not be as scientific studies, but there will be documents, I'm sure. I don't know.
I think there's a lot of focus on ballet and contemporary
but
dance.
because we live here, and always the Western kind of culture has made sure that there is always papers. Whereas in India, there is no so much insistence on keeping it all written down.
Sure, yes. Yeah.
So, but for me, I mean, I'm 70 now, so I think I have maintained quite well for 70.
I was shocked when you told me the age, but yeah.
And we are, we keep companies with the young people. We keep company as we are teaching. So that keeps us young, and we deal with themes which are always about love and Krishna being young and this and that. So it's like those kind of thoughts keeps you, I feel, keep me young. I think more or less for me, the children, teaching young children has kept me young, because always with 5 years old to 18-year-olds. So I'm forever 18. So
and it must be so charging to hear their understanding of the world when they're 5. How they see the world. A 10-year-old, how they see the world. I think there's something very special about
it's like
that.
They think I only teach them only. They don't know I do anything after that. She just comes and teaches us, and then her life ends there. But they're very, very good. I mean, I got so many, gifts from them. They draw pictures, and they, they sing the art forms, their art form, what they thought of class and everything.
Right.
So it's really, really cute.
Oh.
So I live for those little reviews of life.
Beautiful, beautiful. So Chitraji, if you wanted to give a message to the young generation, or the generation of dance artists that we are within, what advice would you give?
enjoy dancing, move, and just have a great life dancing away to glory. No, that's not the one I want to say. No, I just want to say that dance is something that everybody should have access to and enjoy life. And then it is one of the original like expression of happiness and joy, and I think everybody should dance.
Chitraji, it's been an immense pleasure to speak with you. I wish that this interview could just keep going on. There's so much to learn. I'm just so fascinated. And just like your 5-year-olds and your 10-year-olds and your so many other students, we all pray and wish that you continue with this legacy of your beautiful art form forever. And yes, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. And then, it's like, as you say, it's a lot of life has been lived, 70 years. So huge amount of experience, but little bit that I was able to share, I'm happy.
Thank you so much.
Them like this, and he came off the stage and he made them dance more,
Oh my goodness.
So it is a joy when you hear a music and you can't sit quietly and you move, and if whoever doesn't want more, they just do this anyway. Their body just moves with rhythm. That's the beauty of dance. It doesn't have to be Bharatanatyam.
Yeah,
it can be anything.
Why don't people? There are some people who don't move and they resist moving.
Yes.
Why do you think they do that? Like I see a lot of
I think
business people, corporates. They're like, oh, this is really wrong. We should be.
They just, I don't know. I can't understand.
rigid.
I really can't understand who can't move with the rhythm. I can't sit quiet when I even when you hear classical music, I have to do like this.
Yes.
And I have to shake my head and say, oh wow. I have to say that. I don't say wow a lot, but I just say, oh gosh, that was so good. So I just when I go to bhajan also in the temple, they all sit like this.
Yes.
And when you do bhajan, you just go like this. And when I'm teaching in the class, I teach children some music because of the necessary for the ICD exam. And there are some words in there I teach, and I said, and then I start doing thing, and they're all looking at me. Well, is she dancing or teaching music? What is it? I said, Kamala Jadala Kvimala. So I say, no, Karivarada Karunambude. I say like this. And they're all looking, and because I make them sing after me. I said, Kamala Chadala. And they're thinking it should be. I said, no hand, just sing.
Just sing. Wow.
So,
you just can't help it. Yeah,
no, I can't. I can't at all. That's why, like during the wedding time, I'm just going back, this is so recent, the guy just came, you can't sit quiet. I said, no. Because he put some film music on and I was doing some, gestures with the thing. I said, no, then come on stage, he said.
Wow, you went on stage as MC. Excellent.
It was just,
that's what it should be like.
Just, I never got to say about knowing her from 6. And never got to say, but she only said it, that I know from her. Said, I've seen her 6 going up the stairs to class.
Because 90s class and Chitraji's class was the Randall English Studio. That's where we lived.
Randall English Studio. So
we lived there.
She used to, her legs were so little and she was good. One step like this.
Did you record that? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Because the first performance, I had a 3.5 minute piece. And it was it was at MAC. It was the kind of the student showcase, and I remember
My sister taught you.
Ha!
My sister taught her. Her
and I was like, huh?
I've got a
How
picture.
Come Kathak?
I have got a picture of her. In
oh my
upstairs.
gosh! So
I've got a picture of her like.
Oh my my gosh, because I was so confused. I said, no, Chitraji's teacher should only do Bharatanatyam. Why is she doing Kathak?
My sister is Kathak dancer. So when Nahid went away, and she asked my sister to do class because she had come for 6 months. So she had taught them some items.
Confused.
And
but she was great.
This is like it was so long ago.
Oh, so long. I was very small, very small.
God Almighty. I think it is when Ashwin was 2 years old.
He was very
young. It's 40 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
At least 40 or 38 to 40 years ago.
They used to just run around the studio. or once he listened to something on the radio and he said, oh, this is an F sharp. It's like, hey Ashwin, how do you know that? So please, Chitraji, a little example of bhav and your singing would be wonderful.
Karuni samma shruti gatigala mate. Karuni samma shruti gatigala mate. Kamaniya sapta swara supujite. Shringapura Dishwari Sharade Shubhamangale Sarva Bhishta Prade.
Yes.
I took the wrong line because that had a lot more thing, but it's okay, nobody will know. And it starts with the Shringapura. Shringapura is a Shringeri Saraswati's song. Shringapuradishwari Sharade Shubhamangale Sarvabhishta Prade. Shringapuradishwari Sharade.
Beautiful. That's so beautiful. Thank you for listening. Subscribe and share the podcast on your socials, tagging Sonia Sabri Company, and help us benefit many people with these important and life-giving conversations. We thank our partner, the University of Birmingham, for their ongoing support, and the team who brought this podcast together.